Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge i-support nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisiphote njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla. Bona i-state capture ngangingasazi kodwa lokho engikuzizwa lokwenze ngabona ukuthi isona state capture ke lesi. Ethula ubufakazi bakhe uCedric Nkabinde owu-Chief of Staff kaMinister wamaphoyisa ubaba uSenzo Mchunu ukhulume ngeqhaza eladlalwa uPaulo Sullivan ukuze baphazamise uGeneral Phahlane lo mbona ku-screen sakho ukuthi angabi uNational Commissioner. Ngaleso sikhathi wayewu-acting National Commissioner. Ngaphambi kokuba ngicaphune inkulumo eshiwo uCedric Nkabinde izolo, ngizokucaphunela inkulumo eshiwo uPaulo Sullivan. Angazi wayikhuluma kuphi kodwa ekhuluma ngokuthi uPresident Ramaphosa wamthumelela ilist yamagama abantu okungenzeka babe uNational Commissioner. Lento le uma uza ukuthi wayeyingxenye yabantu ababeplot ukuthi uGeneral Phahlane angabi uNational Commissioner. Ngapha uma kuzoqoka uNational Commissioner kuGeneral Fanny Masemula, uPresident waxhumana naye. Lokho kwenza ukuthi ubone ukuthi lo muntu uyingxenye yokusebenza ku-institution yamaphoyisa ngisho nakuhulumeni. Ngicela uzwe la.
I thought it would be interesting to have a look at the commissioners of police that we've had in South Africa. And it's quite strange because after George Fivers, we've not really had anybody that's gone the distance. So we've had 30 years without a police commissioner that's gone the distance. And I mean, it's shocking. I think I'm not going to read all that out to you. You guys have got eyes. You can look at it. That is a fact of life. The last on the list is a chap called Masemola. Now, what's interesting, Cyril and I don't talk anymore. We used to be friends. But since he became president, it's been harder and harder to have a discussion with him, and now I don't talk to him at all. Because in 2022, in March 2022, his right-hand man, a fellow called Bajani Chowki, asked me, Paul, Cyril wants... He's got a list of all the people that he wants to appoint somebody from that list as the next chief of police. He said, can you vet them? Now, we've got an intelligence service in South Africa, but apparently for the president to ask the intelligence service to vet somebody, it doesn't really work. So I was asked to vet them, and we did a lifestyle analysis on all of them. There were 8 people on the list, and there were only 2 people out of that list of 8. There were only 2 people that we considered to be competent. In other words, they had the necessary skills. And secondly, that they either were not living beyond their means or were not involved in external activities. Masemola was listed as living beyond his means, significantly living beyond his means. He was having revolving door credit. Do you know what that is? It's when you pay... You borrow money from Bank A to pay back Bank B, and then you borrow money from Bank C to pay back. And each time the value of the loans was going up. So clearly, this man wasn't able to live. But more importantly, Masemola had a checkered history while he was a lieutenant general in the police, that he'd signed off on cars which were overpriced. The whole thing just stank. The whole tender just stank. And more importantly, he visited, I think it was Paris, on a police junket and came back with a Louis Vuitton bag for his wife, which was given to him by a police supplier. So you can work out that sort of person is not fit for the purpose. So despite me indicating that he wasn't fit for purpose, along with 5 other people on the 8-person list, Cyril went and appointed him. And when I inquired as to why he was appointed, I was told, well, it was kind of...
Yazibuza ukuthi uPenjani Chauke osebenza lapha kwipresidency. Isiphi isizathu esenza ukuthi athumelele uPaulo Sullivan amagama abantu naba abantu esicabanga ukuthi bangaba uNational Commissioner. Noma ke uPresident engalandelanga umyalelo wakhe. Kodwa nje for ukuthi ubeyingxenye yabantu abakhetha umuntu ozoba uNational Commissioner. Lokho nje fanele kusenze njengabantu base South Africa sixwaye. Ithi sicaphunela ukuthi utheni uCedric Nkabinde ngesikhathi elapha eParliament.
Is it you, Honorable Nomvalo? Yeah. It's now 23 minutes past. Your time expires at 7 minutes before 6. Your time starts now.
No, thank you, Chair. No, maybe I must start by saying that with no attempt of trying to subvert the previous performance of the witness before us, but I think today is doing much better. I thought it's important that I make that statement.
Are you saying he has the helmet on his head?
Yeah. No, Mr. Nkabinde, you've been with IPIT since 2010, right?
Yes, correct.
I think you are going to be an asset to some of us because the obsession here is to drill down, and we want to trace back all these allegations so that we'll have an understanding of when they started to feature in the operations of SAPS. Now, when General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi was here, when he was describing your relationship, he said that you guys started to be close when you had problems at IPIT. Apparently, you applied for a post for which you were not appointed, and that's how you got close to each other. Can you say something about that? Is it true? Was it a true reflection of what you know? If you want to make some additions, you are free to do so.
It is very correct that during my hardship from IPIT, General Mkhwanazi was a person supporting and next to me because he was not also in support of what is happening in IPIT when it comes to state capture. So now when I'm reporting this, he was also happy that someone could stand up against the state capture. So he is correct that I ran to him and share my frustration.
So, in your belief, were you unfairly treated when you were not appointed, or the processes were fair and you were excluded on merits?
The post that I was unfairly treated, when I left IPIT, then I was outside government. Then at some stage, there was a post advertised in the SAPS. Then I applied. When I applied for that post, I was invited for an interviews. Then I became number 1 to that post. I was recommended for the post. Then while I was waiting for an appointment letter, Paul O'Sullivan sent an email to the then National Commissioner, General Stoll. And in that email, he's saying, you dare appoint that man, Nkabinde. And he copied me in that email. Then at the bottom of the email, he wrote to me, Nkabinde, how do you think I would miss this? Because I told you I won't let my eyes off you. So that means, according to Paul O'Sullivan, I must suffer for the rest of my life while he's still alive. So that's what happened. And indeed, I was not appointed based on one email from Paul O'Sullivan. The way is so powerful.
Okay.
Can we just request SC, because it's now Honorable Nomvalo's time to ask questions. The camera can't locate him because he's sitting right behind you. It's just 1 minute, don't worry. Are counting your time in light years, not in minutes.
Can I proceed, Chair? Well, I forgot to ask you, should I address you as Mr. Nkabinde?
Yes.
I'm asking because the issue of titles is very important. Someone came in here as a professor. When we went for lunch, he was a doctor. When we finished, he was a Mrs. So it's very important that I capture your title accurately. Now, you are saying Paul O'Sullivan wrote an email to the National Commissioner.
Yes.
Who is this Paul O'Sullivan? Because even General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, when he came here, he spoke about him. What is his interest in SAPS? Does he play any official role in SAPS?
He does not play any role in SAPS, but is in charge. Because he can send one email and everything stopped.
So,
I even, through you, Chair, I even took that matter to Labour Court. How on earth an outsider send one email, and I've got all the proof that I got the post. I'm recommended for the post. How on earth an outsider send one email and my appointment is stopped? And while that Labour case is going on, it was when Minister Mkhunu appointed me. Then I had to then withdraw that post because it was a lower post anyway.
So according to your understanding, what triggers his interest in SAPS operations as an outsider? Why is he so interested?
There's a long history because the reports that we are referring to in this house, it also implicates him. In fact, that is a report that I was reporting what McBride and Paul O'Sullivan are doing. So I know they just hate me with passion.
Okay.
Including Sesogo,
Yeah.
the one that is with IDEC.
Did you ever have a relationship with Paul O'Sullivan?
No, not at all. He was working with us.
What do you mean working with you? Because he is not, he does not have any official responsibility, right, at SAPS.
That was exactly what I was reporting. He was leading us, but from outside.
Did he ever, besides the influence that he had on the position that you applied for, notwithstanding that influence, did he ever have any influence in SAPS?
Not
Did he ever influence anything despite what we have mentioned?
Not only in SAPS, he's running IPID, he's running SAPS, he's running NPA. You know what General Mkhwanazi is reporting about the state capture? This is the real state capture. Because even the docket, if the docket involves Paul O'Sullivan, there are two dockets are there lying dust in the NPA. In fact, it was even removed from a black prosecutor.
Ngoba uNkabinde ethi kune case ayivula kodwa namhlanje idocket lelo is gathering dust. U-advocate uBusiso Mkhwebane ubhale nansi post uthe as a public protector bali investigate complaint yayilotshwe uyu uNkabinde mayelana ne-maladministration lapha kwi-IPID while uMcBride wayese udirector. uPaul O'Sullivan wathumela ama-threat through ama-emails. Uthi ke he's a law unto himself. He destroyed our law enforcement to have drug cartel and other crimes to thrive in SA. Asiqhubeke.
But what I'm trying to understand here, Mr. Nkabinde, is how does he successfully interferes in SAP's operations? Does he have people that he works with in SAPS? Is he connected to some influential people who just take instructions from him? And if so, who are those people?
Yeah, he works with very senior people in SAPS in such a way that even with that appointment, my appointment, they leaked it to him. He even wrote there that I know about an imminent appointment of Nkabinde. Then you dare appoint him. So now how does he even got internal documents.
So do you know who he works with at SAPS? Can you specify people with whom he has been working to influence SAPS operations?
Not really, but it shows that because he knows everything in SAPS, but you wouldn't specifically say this did what when.
Okay. So while you were still working for IPIT, did you ever get any instruction from him? Or did he ever try to influence you to take a particular position?
Yes, he was giving us instruction.
How was
He was in charge of us.
How was he giving you instructions? Was he calling you, or he was coming to your offices, or he was sending you SMSs? How did it happen?
He come to the office, he hold meetings with us to tell us what to do. At some stage, he will go and interview our witnesses, portraying as if he worked for IPID. Having our letterhead of IPID, he will just call you to come and sign, and it's done everything.
Yeah, because you know what I'm trying to understand here is how does an outsider who does not work for SAPS how does he has so much influence in SAPS operations? Where is he getting those powers from? I mean, it means the system is very loose at SAPS. Anybody can just go in and call staff members and invite them to a meeting. Is it loose to that extent that anyone like myself, I can just go to any SAPS offices here or IPIT offices and say, guys, let's meet in the boardroom, let's have a meeting and give you instructions?
Yeah, no, they are in charge. He is in charge.
But where does he get those powers from? Because for you to be in charge, you must get powers from somewhere.
Hey, we don't know. Maybe this, at least now, it's revealed now to the higher authority in Parliament.
So
because this thing was never even attended to. My report was never even interrogated, except that Minister Cele used it not to renew his contract. But the allegation, they were never dealt with. In fact, I'm the one who's suffering outside. That even when I've got an opportunity to get a job, Paul O'Sullivan will send one email to stop me. Now, it means even this appointment, I only got it because it was a hierarchy from a political office. He could not stop it.
Yeah. So what you are saying here is that you were not appointed because of his influence.
Yes. One email.
To the National Commissioner.
Yes.
So the National Commissioner acted in accordance with the instructions of Paul O'Sullivan.
Yes.
Okay. So did he ever influence a dismissal of anybody or a removal from any position of any person who ever worked for SAPS?
Yeah, that was the project that we were in, which is part of what I was reporting. The project was to make sure that General Pahlane does not get appointed as a permanent national commissioner. He was an acting national commissioner by then.
No, wait. So when you are saying it's a project that you were in, do you also involve yourself in that project?
Hence, I reported it, yes.
So you were a group that was plotting against General Pahlane.
We were in that task team that were plotting with an instruction of McBride and Paul O'Sullivan.
So how were you plotting? Were you holding physical meetings or?
Physical meetings and how we're gonna do it. That's why I ended up reporting this. It was against my conscience, destroying people. Then Pahlane was then suspended. Motiba came in as an acting national commissioner. We go for him.
So tell me, why was Pahlane a target?
The main thing was that there was no permanent national commissioner. Pahlane was acting.
Yeah, sorry, because I also want to move with you. If you don't mind, and if you can remember, can you cite times, years and months to say at this time we plotted, at this time we did this and that, so that we can move together? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was a year 2017 where we were busy with plotting to remove Pahlane. He was an acting national commissioner. The main reason, Paul O'Sullivan wanted McBride to become a national commissioner. So we were targeting everyone who occupied that seat. Because Paul O'Sullivan want McBride, it's like in IPID, powers are limited. So McBride must become a national commissioner. So the project was to remove everyone in that seat.
Yeah, because my recollection is that, well, I might be wrong because it happened some time ago. My recollection is that Pahlane was suspended.
Yes.
And part of the reasons for his suspension was an issue of blue lights and I think a sound system.
Sound system.
There was a story about blue lights and the sound system. Those are the reasons. So I'm trying to now weigh those reasons with what you are saying, against what you are saying, because you are saying he was suspended because you guys plotted against him. And then what was reported in the public domain are the reasons which I've outlined. So were those reasons fabricated?
Yes.
How were they fabricated?
We created a scenario where we have a search and seizure to go to his house to look for the sound system that he bought. But the aim was not about sound system. The aim was to come with the media. Acting national commissioner's home was raided, so that the president will have no choice but to remove him.
So you came with the media.
Yeah, the media was plotting with us.
So you plotted with some journalists.
Yes.
And then the other story of blue lights.
No, the other story, blue light, it was after he was not even already. He was already removed.
He was removed.
Yeah, it was other.
But it also implicated him.
It also implicated him, and in that blue light, the target was him, because they were looking for him in all angles. Even the blue light story was part of that.
So the gist of all of this was a power struggle.
The gist of all this is to usurp power in the criminal justice system, because our targets were in different departments: NPA, SSA, IP, SAPS, all of those. The plan was there, how those people have to be targeted so that they would get removed.
Now, you said you were plotting, so I assume that you were plotting as a group. Are you in a position to mention other people who were part of that group that was plotting against
I
Pashani?
can give one example, just one example here in my report. In one paragraph here, it was a well-known fact that Mr. Robert McBride wanted to become a national commissioner, and he was telling some members of task team that he was considered for the post.
Sorry, before you go on, we are talking about the task team here. Was it a factional task team or it was an official task team? Is it a task team that you established yourself in pursuit of what you wanted to achieve, or it was a task team of SAPS, an official task team?
Now remember, this is IP.
I mean, sorry, of
This is
IP.
IP.
Yes.
Then McBride
Yes.
established a task team. Then he recruited us from different offices to become
So
a national task team.
he established a factional group.
Yes,
So you were part of a factional group.
yes.
Okay.
And
no.
we even the name of that group, it was a Pashani task team.
So the name, did you have documents? I don't understand. What do you mean the name? Did you have founding documents of this factional group? Where was it termed, or you had a WhatsApp group?
Yeah, but we were reporting directly to McBride.
So you had a WhatsApp group.
Yes.
That's where you were plotting. So that's where this name was written, Pashani Group. I mean,
The
Pashani.
name of the group, yeah.
The name of the group was Pashani.
Task team.
Pashani Task Team.
Yeah, because the task team was established solely for him.
No, Chair, I think we'll make a submission, but I think it's very important that we invite General Pashani to come to the committee. Yeah, you can carry on. I interrupted you while you were still speaking.
I was just want to make one example in this paragraph that there was a meeting that took place at Mr. Paul O'Sullivan's house. This house was a former house of a well-known Rondobel creature, whereby Mr. Paul O'Sullivan was sharing this meeting. And among other people present in this meeting, it was Mr. McBride, Mr. Mandlagayese Mahlangu from IPID. He was with our task team, the late Mahlangu, Mr. Cedric Nkabinde, myself, Sarah Jane Trent. She was a Paul O'Sullivan assistant. A white lady called Candice from Crime Intelligence. Mr. Shedrack Sibia, a former Gauteng Hawks boss. Two white males, representative from AfriForum and from DA. And a white lady as a journalist. The main purpose of this meeting was to plot how to bring down Pashani to ensure that he was not confirmed as a national commissioner. AfriForum representatives guaranteed that the funds were available to carry out this mission. And Paul O'Sullivan...
I'm sorry for interrupting you. You forgot to mention the year. When was that? 20...
This report is 28 April 2018.
2018, when you were about to leave IPID, ne?
Yes, so
Okay.
this probably towards the end of 2017.
Or towards the end of 2017. Okay.
The main purpose of the said meeting was to plot how to bring down Phahlane to ensure that he was not confirmed as a national commissioner. AfriForum representative guaranteed that the funds were available to carry out this mission. And Paul O'Sullivan was responsible of spying on Phahlane to find anything. The meeting sought to plot how to usurp power of the entire security cluster, NPA, Crime Intelligence, SSA, DPSI, and specific individuals were identified from the above mentioned department to be targeted, the purpose of which was their removal from the same position. Mr. McBride gave assurance that IPID will go after them and Paul O'Sullivan will be a spy on them.
Okay. No. Can you do me a favor, Mr. Ngabinde? If you can summarize, because there are some questions which I want to ask you, and I'm afraid I'm running out of time. The gist of that meeting, even if you don't read word by word. So the gist of the meeting was to establish a plan to get rid of Phahlane.
Yes,
And in that meeting, you identified Paul O'Sullivan as a person who's going to spy
yes,
on Phahlane.
yes.
So that was the first meeting of that formation.
That was the first item. The other item was to identify other role players in other departments.
Yes. So what was the common interest here against Phahlane of these people? What was a common interest against Phahlane and in favor of McBride? Why was Phahlane not preferred, and why was McBride preferred?
Because Phahlane did not comply with Paul O'Sullivan. So Paul O'Sullivan could not control Phahlane.
Whereas he could control McBride.
Yes,
Okay. And then ultimately the goal was achieved because Phahlane was suspended.
yes,
So according to your evidence, the reason why Phahlane was suspended was because of this plot
yes,
and nothing else.
yes.
And everything else which was reported was fabricated.
Yeah, that's why he has never been arrested on those things.
Post yange 21 April 2017 yabhalwa Floyd Shivambu uthi that police commissioner must fall. Well done, Comrade McBride, for upholding high standard of integrity. All thugs must fall. Floyd ungabanye babantu ababe supporter lento esho uNkabinde. Asazi noma wayisupporta ngoba engazi noma wayisupporta ngoba enolwazi lokuthi kwenzakalani. Kodwa uFloyd uzwakala ewumuntu osincomayo isenzo sika McBride sokuthi bakwazi ukuthi bagcine bemketulile uGeneral Phahlane. Akuyena yedwa uFloyd Shivambu noCIC. Post kaCIC yangemhla ka26 kuMay 2017 ithi Phahlane is one of the people who must go and proper person like McBride should be appointed permanent police commissioner. #wanyatsotsi. Kuma comment uthi well done Mchana bese wayesethe kufikile embalulwa ngoba uyena wayeminister wamaphoyisa ngaleso sikhathi. Umbuzo engizibuza wona ukuthi ngabe uCIC beno Floyd bakhuluma kanje ngoba babe ingxenye yale operation eshiwo uCedric Nkabinde noma bakhuluma nje ngoba babengazi. Lokho nje kungikhathazayo ukuthi laba baphawula manje ngabe baphawula ngoba benolwazi noma baphawula nje ngenxa yezinto ezenzakalayo. Amathuba kodwa ukuthi baphawule ngoba bengenalwazi mancane ngempela.
in relation to cars that Komoto Patlane and his wife received, the NPA is saying, in ways that suggest it was part of some kind of corrupt scheme. And the businessman who is involved in the provision of these vehicles is also being charged with them. We understand that from reading the IPID's cases in their sort of civil litigation with Patlane, they were making averments that the cars were actually resold back at levels that were highly elevated over their market value. And that, I think, is the suggestion behind the money laundering charges. And I think the state is essentially making a case that the vehicles were somehow an element of a bribe element within this corrupt relationship. Obviously, at this point, Uveka, we don't have an indictment. There has been a broad spectrum of allegations against Komoto Patlane, and he has been very vociferous in his denials. He's always maintained his innocence. But our understanding at this point is these charges relate to this fleet of luxury vehicles that he has.
Le journalist oqeda kuyibona yenye lama journalist ayethi sibuzwile ubufakazi bukaMkhwanazi kodwa iphi evidence ngabe nabo babe ingxenye ngabe na le journalist ayingxenye yale journalist ulo akhuluma ngayo uNkabinde asazi cela ukucaphunela ivideo kugcina bese siyayivala le.
General Patlane unlawfully obtained Section 205 applications by IPID from the magistrate court file, which was not related to the search and to which he was not entitled to. It is a shocking abuse of power that General Patlane now has access to the IPID investigative information and could compromise the investigation, as the details of those subpoenas in terms of 205 of the Criminal Procedure Act is now known to him. It is possible to ensure that they do not cooperate with the IPID investigation. The Mabula team charged IPID investigators, Mr. Mandla Mahlangu and Mr. Timani Binang, on charges related to the investigation of General Patlane. We have since learned that they have now opened a case of intimidation against the executive director as per Pretoria Central 284 of 5/2017. This Mabula team came to General Mabula team came to Gauteng with the sole purpose of countering the investigation against General Patlane. We have received information from reliable sources that General Mabula team is now actively involved in countering investigations against them related to the murder and torture cases. We have since opened another defeating the ends of justice case as per Pretoria Central 534 of 5/2017. In conclusion, IPID views this interference with its investigation by General Patlane and General Mabula's team as detrimental to IPID's independence and offends the legislature's objective about the IPID Act as provided for in terms of Section 2 of the IPID Act. Any investigation by any member of the SAPS against IPID investigators, because they are being investigated by IPID, defeats the whole purpose of the independent oversight of the SAPS as provided for in Section 2066 of the Constitution, and which was confirmed as per the Constitutional Court judgment. And it's a clear conflict of interest. Officers.
Lobe khuluma ke ulokuzana uMcBride wayichaza amacala abekwe wona uGeneral Patlane. Ya, makhulunywa nge-state capture yiso lesi. Yabona ngangitshela i-state capture ngiyasazi ngalezi zikhathi zamaGupta noZuma kodwa ayilesi lesangempela. Angibambe le video ngicela ukuze ukuphawula kwakho la comment section ngizwe ukuthi wena ubona kanjani ngalokho mnana wasidibane kwivideo landelayo ngiyabonga. Ungasupporta ukuba imember qala ku R40 ngenyanga ngiyaphezulu ungasupporta ngokuba ngokusidonate ikhona account kwi comment ephiniwe.